It started with a spoonful of peanut butter at 1:47 a.m. I wasn't hungry. I was just there, standing in the kitchen in an old t-shirt that didn't feel like mine, holding a jar of peanut butter like it might explain why my life felt like it was dissolving in slow motion. I'd been awake for hours, not doing anything important, just scrolling, spiraling, rereading texts I never responded to. And underneath all that low, familiar thrum of shame, the kind that hums in the background of your thoughts like a broken fridge. Why can't you just get it together? I used to think feeling not enough was a phase, something I'd outgrow, or fix, or finally outrun if I just found the right job, the right person, the right version of myself. Turns out, that feeling packs a duffel bag and follows you into every room you enter.
This demo you just watched is the one I created using a full lifecycle automation scenario with Make.com. I have automated everything from scripting to image generation, which serves as the foundation for creating a fully automated YouTube or faceless content channel with minimal effort. As you can see, I didn't even add captions, effects, or complex animations like before. All I had to do with this stick figure video was time the images to match the voiceover, while still creating a very high quality video. In my opinion, this is also the best stick figure animation video I've made so far, and it only took me 15 minutes to create 1 minute of video. There's nothing more impressive than that. So far, I've created over 300 unique stick figure styles, and I will continue to create more in the future to help my members easily find inspiration. And now, I can confidently say that I'm not just creating videos in any of these styles. I'm actually making them go viral using a method that no guru can teach you. I'm Gary, an AI content creator and your mentor for growing on YouTube with AI-generated content. With over 10 years of experience as a senior software developer and 5 years of mastering content marketing across major platforms, I've generated over $2 million in sales. With that level of experience, there's truly no one better equipped to teach you everything you need to know in this space. Now, let's get back to the video. We're going to talk about how to create a stick figure video just like the demo you saw at the beginning. And yes, I'm going to guide you through every step. I'll keep it as concise as possible, so please don't skip ahead. You won't want to miss a single second of this video. First things first, open ChatGPT. You'll need to paste this prompt into ChatGPT to generate the script. The prompt is a bit long, so feel free to pause the video to copy it properly. Any script made from this prompt will give you really good results, so just stick with my prompt when creating scripts like this. Once ChatGPT finishes, you'll see the full script right there on the screen. Now I'm going to use Make.com to show you what you need in order to get the same outcome. This will be your starting point for automating the whole process of making AI-generated content. In Make.com, go to the left menu and open the Scenarios function. Then click on the folder where you want to save your scenario. On the right side of the dashboard, click Create a new scenario. Wait a moment, and the new scenario screen will show up. Before building the module pipeline in this scenario, we first need to create the input template that holds the initial data. For that, I'll open Google Drive, go to the folder where I want to save the template file, right-click, and choose to create a new spreadsheet. At the top of the file, I'll name it something like Data Input Output, since I'm using the same Google Sheet file for both input and output data. And because this is just a demo, I'm keeping everything in one place to make the whole process faster and simpler. For the sheet name, I'll use Script Template. In the sheet header, I'll add 2 columns, one called Generic Prompt and the other Generic Output. For the generic prompt, I'll paste the same prompt we used earlier in ChatGPT. No need to change anything, just use it as is. For the generic output, I'll use a special prompt because I want the output to be in JSON format. This makes it easier for the Make scenario to handle the data. Don't worry, I've shared this prompt in the comments of the video so you can copy it from there. Once the sheet is ready, I'll go back to the scenario screen. Click the big plus button, then choose the Google Sheets module. For the function, select Search Rows. This will let us pull the prompt data from the Google Sheet we just created. For the connection and search method, you can just leave everything as default. This is the basic setup, and I'll explain more in detail throughout this video. If you're new, make sure to check out my full Make.com tutorial series. I've added the link in the description. Next, for the spreadsheet ID, from the drop-down list, I'll select the data input-output file, the one we just created with that exact name. For the sheet name, pick the script template sheet. leave the rest of the settings as they are, then click the Save button at the bottom of the pop-up to save this module. Alright, now let's add the OpenAI module as the next step in this scenario. For the function, choose Create a Completion. Again, if you're unsure about OpenAI connections, check out my other videos in the series for more details. For the model, choose GPT-4o. In the Messages section, click Add Message to create the first one. Set the role to System or Developer. For the text content, go back to your Google Sheets data input-output file. Copy the JSON format section from there and paste it into the message content. This tells OpenAI to return the result strictly in JSON format, nothing else. That way, the scenario runs smoothly without formatting issues. Now click Add Message again to create the second message. For the role, pick User. For the text content, use the generic prompt field from the Suggestions pop-up, and then select Generic Output right after it. His way, you're combining both prompts into a single input, which becomes the full prompt for generating the stick figure script like the demo video. And that's it. Nothing complicated here. We're just turning these steps into a reusable template. Once done, click Save to save the OpenAI module. Next, we're moving on to the next module. This one will handle the JSON result returned from the OpenAI module. So here, we're going to add the Parse.json module. In the JSON string field, just pick the result field from the suggestion box. All of these suggestion boxes are designed by Make.com to be super convenient and easy to use, so don't worry if you don't have any technical background. Once that's done, click Save again to save this JSON module. After we've added the JSON module, we need to go back to the Google Sheets file. Now we're going to create a new sheet, and I'll name it Output Script. This sheet will be where we store the script results returned by OpenAI. For the header, I'll name the column Full Script. Now, head back to your scenario in Make. Click the plus button next to the JSON module and add another Google Sheets module. This time, choose the Add a Row function. Keep the connection, search method, and drive field as default. For the spreadsheet ID, browse to the same data input-output file we've been using. Just make sure you select the correct path to where it's saved in your Google Drive. For the sheet name, select Output Script, the one we just created. Now, when you try to select the full script, column A field, you'll notice that the JSON module suggestions don't show up yet. That's fine. Just click Save to close this module for now. To fix this, we have two options. The first option is to go back to the JSON module and manually create a data structure that matches the one we defined in the OpenAI module. But honestly, that takes time. And in this case, it's not really necessary. Instead, the easier way is to just click the Run Once button at the bottom left of the screen. This will run the scenario one time and allow Make to automatically detect the structure of the returned JSON. After the scenario runs successfully, you'll see that the JSON fields now appear in the suggestion box. Alright, now that it's done running, just go back and click on the Google Sheets module again. Now, when you click on the full script text box again, you should see the script field from the JSON module show up. Just click on that field, and it will automatically map into the text box. Alright, click Save again, and then hit the Run Once button one more time to check if the data gets added to the output script sheet. Once the scenario runs successfully, you'll see all the modules turn green. Now, if I go back to the Data Input-Output Google Sheet and open the Output Script sheet, you'll see the full script for this stick figure video has been added. It looks really clean, just the full script in one column. And this is exactly what I wanted. Everything so far is working perfectly. Next, I'll use this script to generate image prompts and even voiceovers. If you want to generate both, you can simply add a router module. On one branch, add the 11 Labs module, and choose the Create a Speech Synthesis function. You'll also need to connect your 11 Labs account, but for now, I won't go deeper into that in this video. I'll cover that part in another demo, so stay tuned for that. For now, I'm going to delete all of these current modules and start fresh. I'll create another Google Sheets module, but first I need to go back to the data input file and create a new sheet. This time, I'll name it Image Prompt Template. In the header of this new sheet, I'll write Image Prompt Template. Then, right below that, I'll paste the image generation prompt I want to use. You can use my prompt, or feel free to customize your own based on your style or creative vision, whatever fits best. First things first, I want to explain a bit more about this image prompt template. The prompt is split into several parts. The first part starts with something like, I have a character described as, and that's where I'll give my stick figure description. I keep it short and focused only on character concept art. I don't include anything about the background or setting, just the character itself. Next I say, I also have a script that I want you to interpret visually. Then I define the total number of images I want. For now, I'm using 30 prompts. Of course, if you're working with a long script, 30 won't be enough. You might need 200 plus high-quality images for a full-length video. But that's not a problem at all, because I'll show you how to generate bulk image prompts in under 5 minutes using a Make.com automation scenario. Yes, under 5 minutes. No one else out there is showing you how to do that at this scale. Guaranteed. Now back to the prompt template. The third part is the output format. You can use the same one I'm using. I've added it in the video description if you want to copy it. The last part says, I will now provide the script below. And after that, I paste in the full script. This signals ChatGPT that the script is coming right after. That's the whole layout of the image prompt template. Now we'll go back to Make.com and keep building the scenario. First, in the Google Sheets module, choose Search Rows. For the spreadsheet ID, pick the same data input-output file we've been using. For the sheet name, choose the image prompt template sheet. Leave the rest of the settings as default and click Save. If you're already familiar with Make scenarios and this kind of setup, it's really fast. Next, we're going to add another Search Rows module, again using Google Sheets. Use the same spreadsheet ID, but this time choose the output script sheet instead of the image prompt template. Click Save again. Then add another OpenAI module and select Create a Completion as the function. Choose the GPT-40 model again. For best results, stick with GPT-40. It's the strongest model right now and handles complex tasks with high accuracy. Click Add Message to create the first message. For the role, select System or Developer, depending on the setup. For the text content, go back to your image prompt template in Google Sheets, copy the JSON format, and paste it into this message, just like we did with the previous OpenAI module. Then click Add Message again to create the second message. This time, set the role to User. For the text content, map in the image prompt template column A, which contains the numbered text prompts, and also map in the full script from column A in the output script sheet. Now, in this message, you have two parts combined, the image prompt template and the script. These together will form the full prompt used to generate image prompts, and these prompts will be used for generating all stick figure images. Click Save to finish setting up the OpenAI module. Just like before, we'll now create another Parse.json module to handle the response from OpenAI. Nothing new here. It's the same setup as earlier, so I'll move through it quickly. But this time, there's one difference. The result that comes back is an array, not just a single object. That means we need to use an extra module, Iterator. The Iterator module will go through each item in the array one by one, so we can then push each image prompt into the next Google Sheets module, one row at a time. Now, when you click on the text field in the Iterator module, you might notice the same small issue. The mapping field from the JSON module doesn't show up in the suggestion box yet. One way to solve this, like we did earlier, is to click the Run Once button to run the scenario. Once it finishes successfully, the mapping fields will appear automatically in the suggestion list. But this time, I'm going to show you a slightly more advanced step. Instead of running the scenario, I'll manually create a data structure that matches the JSON format we set up in the OpenAI module. So let's open the JSON module again and click Create Data Structure. A new pop-up will appear. In the specification section, click Add Item to open the detail settings for the first field. In the name field, type prompts. This needs to match the exact key name from the array returned by OpenAI. For the type, change it from the default text to collection. After that, we need to configure the items inside the collection. Click Add Item under the collection field. For the name, type prompt. Again, this must match the key exactly. Leave the type as text. Now scroll to the top of the pop-up and rename the data structure. I'll name it Image Prompts, then click Save at the bottom to close the pop-up. Once that's saved, you'll now see image prompts listed as the selected data structure in the JSON module. Click Save again to finish. Next, go back to the Iterator module. Click on the Array field, the text box, and this time you should see the Prompts field from the JSON module in the suggestion list, without needing to run the scenario. Just select the Prompts field, and it'll be mapped into the Iterator. Then click Save to save this module. Now, head back to your Data Input Output Google Sheet. Create a new sheet and name it Images Prompts. For the header, name it clearly, something like image prompts. Keeping clear and consistent names like this will help you stay organized as your template grows. As you've probably guessed, this new sheet will be used to store all the image prompts returned by the OpenAI module. Back in your Make scenario, click the plus button on the iterator to add another Google Sheets module. Choose the Add a Row function since we're adding new data. For the spreadsheet ID, reselect the same data input-output file and make sure it's pointing to the correct path in your Google Drive. Then, for the sheet name, select Images Prompts, the sheet we just created. In column A, which is named Image Prompts, you'll map the result coming from the iterator, the individual prompt field. However, to make the prompt field appear in the suggestion box, like what you see on the screen, you still need to run the scenario once. Even though we already set up the JSON data structure in the Parse.json module, that only helps with showing the prompts field inside the iterator module. But for the Google Sheets module, the iterator doesn't automatically show the prompt field unless the scenario has already run once. I think Make.com might improve this in the future since it's technically static data, but for now, that's just how it works. So again, to get the prompt field to appear, you'll need to run the scenario one time, then come back and save the Google Sheets module afterward. Alright, now take a look at the scenario. We've built out quite a few modules at this point. Before I demo it, I'll go ahead and name the scenario. At the top left, I'll type something like generate script and image prompts, just something clear and easy to identify. Then, don't forget to click the Save button at the bottom to save the entire scenario. If you skip this step, you might lose all the setup we've done so far, and we don't want that. Before I hit run, I'll go back to the Google Sheet. In the output script sheet, I'm going to delete the previous output since it's already been generated. I want everything to be clean and fresh for the demo. Right now, we have two sheets using for stick figure AI generated content now, script template and image prompt template that already have prompts filled in. And we have two empty sheets, output script and image prompts, ready to receive the generated content. That's the condition we want before running the scenario. So now, let's go back to Make. Click the Run Once button at the bottom left and see how it works. While the scenario is running, I'll walk you through all the modules one more time so you fully understand how everything works. First, the initial module reads the prompt from the Google Sheets file, specifically from the script template sheet. This prompt includes two parts, the generic prompt and the generic output. These are combined and sent to the OpenAI module, which generates the full script. Once OpenAI returns the result, the Parse.json module processes that response, and then the Add a Row module writes the final script into the output script sheet in the Google Sheet. As you can see, the module turns green when it completes successfully. If we go back to the Google Sheet and open the output script sheet, you'll see the full script has appeared there. You can format it however you want for easier review, but if you're running this as a full AI automation workflow, you don't even need to reformat it. It just works. Now, back in the scenario, we've set up two more Google Sheets modules. The first one reads the image prompt template from the corresponding sheet. The second one reads the full script we just generated from the output script sheet. Both sets of data are then passed to the second OpenAI module, which is used to generate the image prompts. After that, we have another Parse.json module to handle the response, followed by an iterator module. This is important because the response comes back as an array of prompts. The iterator loops through each one. Then, the final Google Sheets module uses Add a Row to insert each individual image prompt into the image prompts sheet. If we go back to the Google Sheet and open the image prompts sheet, you'll now see all 30 prompts for generating images listed there. And if you look at the last Google Sheets module in the scenario, you'll see it says 30 records, matching exactly with the number of prompts we defined in the image prompt template. So the scenario ran perfectly on the first try. Everything worked smoothly from start to finish. Now let's go back to the Google Sheet file. We now have two sets of output data. The full script is ready. All you need to do is copy it and paste it into 11 Labs or any voiceover tool you prefer to generate the voiceover. For the voiceover used in stick figure videos, I've already made a bunch of videos covering this step, so I won't go into detail here. In future videos, I'll show you how to automate the voiceover step, but for now, we're going to stay focused on the image generation part. Let's switch to the image prompts sheet. As you can see, we already have all the image prompts ready. Now it's time to generate the images. To generate the images manually, you can copy each prompt one by one and paste it into the ChatGPT chat box. You'll also need to add a reference image by clicking Add Photos and Files. After uploading the image, give it a moment to load. Then, in the prompt box, type something like, "I have this character. Please keep my character consistent and create a landscape image." Then click Submit and let's wait for the result. In my experience, each image usually takes around 30 seconds to generate. In the next part, I'll show you how to automate this image generation process, so don't worry about the repetition for now. Let's review the first result. Not bad, right? The character is consistent and the scene matches the prompt well. Now, if you want to generate another image, you don't need to re-upload the reference image. Just copy the next prompt from your sheet and paste it into the same ChatGPT thread. Simply say something like, "Create a landscape image with the same character." ChatGPT will understand that you want to use the same consistent character, since it's continuing in the same thread. That makes it much faster. And as you can see, the second image keeps the same character look and has great quality too. But here's the issue. If you keep doing this manually, it'll take a lot of time to go through every single prompt one by one. So, to automate the image generation process with such repetitive steps, I will create a second scenario. This second scenario will help automate the image generation without needing to wait manually for each step. So now, I'll go ahead and create AI Automation Scenario 2, and I'll name it Generate Images. For the first module in this new scenario, I'll add a Google Sheets module and choose the Search Rows function. For the spreadsheet ID, I'll select the same data input-output file we've been using. For the sheet name, I'll choose Image Prompts, then click Save at the bottom to store this first module. Next, I'll add a Google Drive module. This module is used to bring in my stick figure reference image. For the file ID, I'll browse my drive and pick the exact file name where the reference image is saved. You'll need to upload your image to Google Drive and select it here. Now, to configure this module, you'll need to create a Google Drive connection. I've already set that up, but it requires some advanced setup, so I won't go into the details in this video. For the third module, I'll add the OpenAI module. If you want to generate images without a reference image, you can choose the Generate an Image function. This works well for abstract topics like philosophy, health, or storytelling niches. But since we're working with stick figure characters and need character consistency across all images, we need to use the Edit Image function instead. For the model field, I'll select GPT Image 1, which is currently the best model OpenAI supports for image generation. In my experience, this model delivers the most consistent and highest quality results available right now. We'll keep the default image setting. It will automatically select the reference image we pulled from the previous Google Drive module. In the prompt field, I'll map in the image prompts from the first Google Sheets module. Next, I'll toggle Show Advanced Settings to open up the extra configuration options for image generation. For the quality field, I'll choose Medium. This gives us the same level of image quality you'd typically get when generating images manually through the ChatGPT chat box. Good enough for most use cases, especially if speed matters. Then, for the image size, I'll pick Landscape 1536 plus 1024. Since we're using these images for YouTube long-form content, this size works perfectly for widescreen formats. I'll leave the rest of the settings at their default values and then click Save to apply everything and close the module. After that, we'll need a module to save the generated images. So again, I'll add a Google Drive module and choose Upload a File. In the Folder ID field, select Choose from the list and browse to the folder where you want to store the images. I'll pick the same folder where my reference image and data input-output sheet are located. For the File field, select the OpenAI image output, the second option. Then click Save to finish this part. Now it's time to click Run once to test this scenario. When it starts, the first module reads the image prompts one by one, then passes each to the OpenAI module. After OpenAI finishes generating, the image is uploaded directly to Google Drive. Let's check the results. After the first image is processed, I go to Google Drive and I can already see the image saved with the name Output 1. This is the default name from OpenAI. Back in the scenario, the second image is now processing. As you can see, the speed is similar to manually uploading and generating via ChatGPT. But the big difference is you don't have to sit there and wait. Just let it run. And in about 15 minutes, you'll have all the images done. Now, here's the exciting part. I've already created a fully automated bulk image generation scenario with make.com. Using that, I can generate 30 images in just over 1 minute. Yes, just over 1 minute. And if you join my community, you'll get instant access to all the templates I've built. Now let's go back to the Google Sheet. Look at the full script. It's still short, just around 600 words. If you try to extend it by changing the prompt in the script template to something like generate a 4,000 plus word script, the result is still limited, usually 600 to 800 words. But don't worry, I've already solved this problem too. Inside my community, I've created a full automation scenario that can generate scripts longer than 4,000 words with just one click. You can also generate 50 plus image prompts in just a few minutes. It saves you a ton of time. And I've handled all the common issues that come up when working with complex make scenarios. If you've ever built one, you know the challenges, but I've done all the troubleshooting already. You can absolutely use this current scenario setup for short-form content, like YouTube Shorts, TikToks, or Instagram Reels. But if you're working on long-form YouTube videos, you'll need a more advanced workflow. This month, I'm finalizing a complete end-to-end automation pipeline. It will generate long-form scripts, create consistent high-quality images, and even generate voiceovers, all in just one click. This system is perfect for faceless content and YouTube automation with minimal effort. You'll get all the templates, prompts, and scenarios, along with step-by-step video guides inside my community. The only thing left for you to do is simple editing in CapCut, mainly just matching the images with the voiceover. Since all the images are generated in the correct order based on the script, editing becomes as easy as drag and drop. And that's how you get a finished, high-quality video, just like the one I showed in the demo at the beginning of this video. You've just seen the full automated workflow in action, from generating scripts to building image prompts, all supported by stick figure animations to help you follow along visually. If this helped you, or you just enjoyed the smooth walkthrough, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next part. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.